Hello, everybody. How are you today? Today, our topic is women's health and movement. Yep, okay, I'm coming live. Thank you, Emily. Hello, Emily. How are you? So I am health and wellness coach. So I'm just getting my notes ready. Yes, and my name is Ange or Anjali. Whatever whichever way you feel comfortable with. And I'm going to welcome Stacey. And of course, I'm the founder of this page. And today we have amazing guest, Stacey from. Hello, yes, she is. Hi, Stacey. How are you?
Thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. I'm just introducing you. Yes, so Stacey from Stacey and Fit, right?
Yep.
So and you are women's health and performance coach, and you focus in pelvic floor and core recovery,
Yep.
Strength and women's strength and wellness.
Yep.
Right. And I was going to so I will read your bio. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Okay. Yeah, you are starting with the let's find you again. And so you're creating and nurturing strong, healthy bodies, specializing in women and mums, prenatal, postnatal, pregnancy, menopause, and training starts from inside out.
Yep.
Right? And you correct me if I didn't write it correctly, okay? And and we are focusing in good quality SAFE strength training.
Yep. Safe.
So is that yeah? Okay. And creating better mobility education on eating healthy for lifestyle, not diet, reduce stress, overwhelm, and sleep better. Right? And then rehabilitated. Sorry, I practiced so much to learn this word. Rehabilitate.
Rehabilitate. Yep.
Your pelvic and core safely, and you provide loving and personal support to the community.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming here today. And yes, and that is amazing bio how you empower women, with the movement, and not only movement, but as a whole person. So that is amazing. And before we start the conversation, I just wanted to say that this is not a specific diagnostic for anybody or to anyone particular, but it's purely for educational and awareness purposes. And we are going to have Q&A at the end of our session live. So if you have any particular question, please ask away, or if you don't feel comfortable asking us on live, you can always send a question to Stacey, and we will get back to you as soon as possible.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add on?
No, that's good. Anyone's free to message me or contact me if they have any specific questions. That's no problem.
Yeah, awesome.
Love to chat.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming here today and supporting Stacey and myself. We truly appreciate it. And so we are going to head to our first question. So I don't know if many of you knew that the fitness or movement for women and men is different. I realized this after I started studying, but before I didn't know that. So Stacey, would you elaborate on that, please?
Sure. Well, it's a good sign that we are starting to become more aware that women are very different to men, and it seems to be obvious, but all the studies in the past have been done on 30-year-old men with six packs that are perfectly healthy. So that's really not an accurate study on fitness for women.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new studies coming out based on women. Obviously, the main differences that we have is our body, our genetics, our makeup. We have different needs. We have different energy requirements. We have many, many different hormones. For example, women have higher estrogen levels, we have a tiny little tease of testosterone that we get. Men have higher testosterone and more muscle, and we have more body fat and less muscles due to the estrogen for us and the higher testosterone for men, which is I'll come back to that point later, but that's one of the main points that I like to work on with my women. So obviously with our hormones, we have a cycle, we have our periods. We also have conditions like endometriosis, PCOS, and also other things that go with those hormones and those cycles. That also then ties into our daily life. We are women, we are mothers, we're working, sometimes we're full-time working as well as full-time, we're one of the, or both. So our hats that we wear are many, and we have lots of things that impact how we need to train and how we use our energy. Also pregnancy, childbirth, and all of those things dictate to us how we want to train and what is best for us in our daily life. So with going back to the muscle, women have less muscle than men due to that lack of testosterone. So that's one of the reasons why it's beautiful for women to do strength training. Even we can go into the cycle later, but with strength training, it helps promote that lean muscle, which is very hard to build. So consistent, regular, across a 12-month or 2-year period, I'm not talking about 5 days a week, I'm talking about consistent long-term strength training, help keep and maintain that lean muscle that we have as a young woman, so that as we age, we're susceptible to that decrease in muscle and that decrease in bone density. It's just a natural thing that unfortunately us women are susceptible to. So that's what we protect. So again, how we train and how we exercise from our 20s all the way through our 30s, our 40s, our 50s, and even our 60s. And again, it's never too late to start. All of that, our ebbs and flows of life will dictate to us how we should train. So,
and so
a very man and can't just go around throwing weights around willy-nilly, because it does come out in later life with different effects. Pelvic floor, this one that we have trouble with.
Pelvic floor, prolapse, what else? And then we might make our separation worse, right?
Yeah, tummy, because we're in our front body, we're carrying our babies in the front. They call a backpack for a reason, because that's where it's safe to lift weight. With our bodies, our women, because we're thicker in the hips, we're very front body dominant. So therefore we have different ways of needing to strengthen our back body, our glutes, our hamstrings, working our deep core and our pelvic floor to carry our weight and to carry our babies. Our breasts even are heavy and forward. Therefore we have different postural needs and different to train that. And based on where you are in your life, in the season of your life, it could be childbearing, it could be in your 20s, it could be hitting perimenopause and experiencing a lack of sleep, experiencing menopause and going through that stage. So each stage of our life requires different energy levels, different care and support from every sort of professional to help get the best care for our women in each cycle and season of their life.
Yes.
Yes,
that's it. That's right. Oh, sorry, I have someone coming. Yes, so it just it's not just straightforward, but when you don't feel like, or instead of asking why, it's happening this way, if we have the educator or if we have the correct coach, I think they will be able to guide you and make you understand where you go, what you are going through in different stages of your life, and you don't have to train like male because your body is just not made it that way, right?
That's
so yeah, thank you for explaining so beautifully. Thank you. So we will head to the second question. So with my past 8 years of experience, lots of women were so intimidated to come and join the classes. And and as I start learning myself, like as a cert 3 and 4 start doing it, and watching other trainers doing no pain no gain, and you have to do so many and burpees, but there is no. And some women would come and say, I said, or they would say, I have such a bad back pain. And I would say, have your trainer ever talked about your core, how you're doing your core exercise? And she would say, what is core?
Yeah.
So that is a bit, it's a bit sad. But I just wanted to ask, what is your message to bring positive change towards those traditional ideas that didn't serve us that well in the past?
I think asking or being armed with questions and education on how to ask and quiz your trainer or your professional on how to best look after your body, finding build a connection with that actually cares about your well-being across all areas of your life. My approach would be slowing down, and I always say to my girls, I want you to meet yourself where you're at today for each and every day. So all those things we just talked about, our cycle, our hormones, PCOS, endometriosis, just general having had a baby, going through menopause, whatever it is on that day, every day looks different for you with your hormones and where you're at. So your energy and your energy requirements are different. So me putting through a HIIT workout when you haven't slept very well because you've been up to your screaming baby all night, but you still turn up because you want to do something for you to make you feel like you're a woman, like you're Stacey again, not like your mum. Come and do a workout, and just because it's HIIT today doesn't mean you have to go and smash yourself and then you lie in the lounge with a headache and you've got nothing left to give, but yet you've got 3 children at home that require feeding and bathing and putting to bed and all of the things. We tone it down. Hey, Stacey, I've got my period today. I'm a bit cranky. I'm not feeling great, but I wanted to come and move my body.
Yes.
So I then slow it down. Let's do something floor-based, or let's just move in a way that empowers you to feel strong in your body but doesn't leave you feeling shattered or exhausted. So my advice would be find somebody who's empathetic to your particular life, and I'm hoping that the general movement of the fitness industry is slowly changing. I really want to educate my women on slowing down, really listening to their body, feeling into their body during training so they understand what muscles are actually working, what their body is actually doing, and feeling and listening to what they need. So yes, some days you need to stay home and rest. Some days you go back to bed. And yes, some days you come to training to make you feel whole again, so that you're you again. But we don't have to do that full on smash workout because it's not actually for you. It's creating more stress. It's creating exhaustion, it's creating more overwhelm, and it's actually sending all of your hormones, adrenals, cortisol, all of those things in a negative way, and then it will impact weight loss as well. And it's just this terrible cycle isn't beneficial for anybody. So moving our body is important for strength and confidence, not for a smack or getting a six pack.
I would love to add one. I think you said it like, you speak up for yourself, right? Your trainer your coach can, do so much, but at the end of the day, if you don't speak up, then we won't know, right? So speak up for yourself. And I love what you said, that you tell your mums that meet yourself every day where you're at. And that is so beautifully said, so yeah, every day, just being able to see where you're at, and being able to express yourself to the trainer. And if the trainer is intimidating, maybe it's not the right trainer for you as well. You know what I mean?
And if I put through those burpees, not somebody that you want to have as your trainer. You want somebody who's like, can push you when you need to be pushed, but also listen to you and understand where you're at,
Yes.
and doing best for you, because everyone's an individual. And yes, I might do group training,
Yes.
but I try and keep it small. But I also it individually. So a blanket cover training program doesn't necessarily benefit everybody.
Yeah.
I also say to girls, just because it's on the board doesn't mean you have to do it. So not body functions in the same way. Body has something going on. And if you look at all of my girls, you'll notice that I've taught all of them different movements that they may or may not like today or this week or month.
Yeah.
They can start all these other exercises, but later on in their life, at some point or some week or some month, they'll come back and revisit that exercise and it will be okay for them in that moment. So it's those women that it is safe and it is okay to come along and do different exercises to benefit you and your body so that you're strong and you're doing what you need for you.
Yes. What need for you.
Yeah.
Thank
For
you.
not mum.
Yes.
You.
Yeah, not for the family, not for the kids, for yourself.
Yeah.
So Mel says, love this. Minion says, love this, ladies, a great example of true self-care. Thank you, Minion. Thank you, Mel. Yeah, so now I hope everyone, I think obviously everyone can hear us. So, I was going to say, if you can hear us, give us a thumbs up. So we have, the difference. We have covered the movement for men and women, why it is different. And second one is how we can bring the positive change in our industry, the movement industry. And the third one, so I think did we cover this one? What is different between a usual trainer and who is qualified as a women's health trainer? So, what are these special, components we are bringing in this community for women?
Yep. So rolling that all into a lifestyle, teaching the women to listen to and understand their body. When we're strength training, we're actually listening and breathing, connecting to pelvic floor, connecting to core, because that's your stability, that's your insides, that's what's going to hold you together through your larger movements. We're making sure that you can feel your body and understand what it's doing in each and every movement and not just going blindly into something. Being a women's health and performance coach, most of my clients come to me, it's usually they either want to correct their pelvic floor or they do actually want to lose a little bit of weight. Now, that's a good buy-in because it's old-fashioned to want to obviously lose weight, which is a byproduct of life. So going back to a performance coach is I'm looking and trying to educate these ladies about their body, about listening to what's going on, but I'm trying to teach them how to sleep better, how to get a better routine, how to reduce stress, how to reduce overwhelm. There's techniques and there's things that we can talk about, things that we can do, empowering women to take charge of themselves as themselves. A lot of them come to me and they don't even know who they are anymore. They're just mum. Trying to understand hormones. Let's track your cycle. Let's see where you're at so you can understand why you're grumpy and why you're tired and why you're feeling why you're feeling not hungry, can do with your cycle, why you've got and then basing your lifestyle around that, promoting injury prevention and rehab as a whole as well. And then another one I've got here is your schedule and how busy you are, planning and stuff for you, and then just having a healthy relationship with food amongst all of that. So sleep, stress, hormones, your cycle, healthy movement, safe and healthy movement, and food. So having all of that, if I missed something, just care of you and allowing these women to take back charge and responsibility for themselves, and having a coach that will take through a training session all of these other points that actually impact your energy levels and your ability to function as a woman.
Yes.
And then the other hats that you wear.
So because movement is just a portion of it, right? And then rest when we combine everything all together, and then
it's for you. So it's a stress relief. It helps improve your mood. It helps you have no injuries. It helps you not wet yourself. It helps you have better posture. It helps you be happier. It helps you have more energy. It helps you want to change every other element of your life. So it helps you want to sleep better. It helps you want to reduce your stress. It helps you want to carve out time for you to go for a walk or go or meet a friend for a coffee, and just start stealing back time that's been stolen from you and get it back. And really kind of I teach breath work as well and stretch. So bringing it back to having some time up and out of that cortisol and that stress and bringing it back down, get the body to down, take a breath, respond, relax, be a better human, feel better yourself, that you're not racing around all the time, and just having a bit more of a plan about your life.
So, and we missed some of what you said. We're missing.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So I don't know why we couldn't hear you for a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Is it any better?
I can hear you now, but we missed a little bit. But
Oh, it's probably because I live out in the sticks.
It's okay. You live at what?
I live out in the sticks.
Oh, okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. I can hear you now. So no, I was saying that, and when you look after yourself and your energy level is high, and you are a better person, you are a better mom, you are a better partner, and filling up your cup, then you can fill up the other, as we all know that. But because not knowing how to fill our cup, and these are the things you can do, right? Yes.
And for us as women, there's many different things that are almost against us. So there's a lot of things that we kind of need to put a little bit of energy into so that we can have that balance around every area of our life.
Yes. Or, sometimes it might not be, perfect picture, but trying and starting somewhere is the best you can do, and we are here to support and, finding the right coach. And then, and if you haven't found one, just keep looking or come to Stacey.
Yeah.
And so my another question is, who are the other closest health and wellness providers we can collaborate with to support our women community?
Yeah. Well, we know, you and I know there's many in your...
Absolutely.
I particularly work with a lot of women's health physios. I think they're really important to build that confidence back in women, especially after childbirth. Not exclusive to that, but other cycle related issues that we have. Women's health physios really support women's pelvic health.
Yes.
Support your pelvis. If you have any injuries, obviously find somebody who's really holistic, like an osteo or physio, somebody who can actually work with you and your body that's realistic. I also work with a nutritionist who is specific to women, helping women to reduce stress and overwhelm through eating. She's got a holistic approach. It's not about diet. It's about nourishing your body and having the energy cycle each month to achieve the things that you need to achieve or want to achieve in your weekday month.
Yes.
Mignon on there, she does mindset coaching and stress and overwhelm. So that's a thing that can come out of the professionals now all coming together to support women. And obviously, if you want to go down the track of childbirth, there's finding a really nice doula, somebody who can help with birth prep, so that you're not alone, pregnant, going, oh my God, what am I going to do with this baby? How do I birth it? We is support in every area of your life now. If you have issues with your hormones, PCOS, endometriosis, those kind of things, there are professionals there to support you. Like you can ask me, ask Ange, we have a network of people across the Gold Coast and even across Australia that can help you. It is coming. There is more studies. There is more research. There is more women wanting to support women. We're trying to wrap you up in a blanket of love and kindness. You're not alone. You don't have to suffer in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, you just have to reach out, right?
Yes. Yeah. Is there any that I missed?
Sorry?
Is there any professionals that I missed that you like to work with?
And I was going to add that even with the, when the bub is not sleeping well or the breastfeeding issues, we have all those professionals, because that makes a huge difference as well, right?
Yeah.
And so the midwife can support you, and then Shona or the Eiley, they are the breastfeeding. They do the consultant for those kind of services. So there are amazing people out there, and you would have never thought of even sometimes, and then you just have to put it out there. Hey, I need help with this. Do you know anyone? And you might be surprised, how much support you will get. Yeah.
Every area. Yeah.
Yes. That's amazing. Thank you. And now we're going to go. Yes. So I think we spoke about this one. Being women, we have ups and downs throughout the period. Yeah. So yeah. So us women, we have ups and downs, throughout the period and postnatal, prenatal, motherhood, menopause, all those things. And how do you? So, what are your key factors to keep our women community safe, strong, and consistent? I think you have explained it already at the beginning, but how do we encourage them to stay consistent during this time of their stages of their life?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because life does get in the way. So again, it's education in these ladies and empowering them to listen to their body and understand, again, what's right for them each and every day. In regards to your cycle, tracking your cycle is a really beautiful way to understand where you're at, because say if your cycle's a standard 28 days, for example, the first half of your cycle, you will have more energy, you will be stronger, you have better recovery, you're not as hungry, you can gain muscle easier. And then the second half of your cycle, things start to slow down because we start to drop out that estrogen, and we start to get more sluggish. We get a little bit more hungry because we're trying to find some energy. So therefore we might snack on sugar. When we cook nutrition education, start eating some brown rice and some sweet potato and some high energy foods that aren't necessarily sugary, provide energy in that slump.
Yes.
To strength training across the entire month is really recommended. We just work on it differently. So you can go heavier in your first 2 weeks and start with higher reps, lower intensity, but working on technique and form in those second 2 weeks. So you're not exhausting yourself, but you're still maintaining muscle, maintaining your technique, adding in more stretch, more walking, more yoga, more nourishing, relaxing stuff. And then again, in your life outside of the training, understanding when you're coming up to your period, or that, like the 2 days before you get your bleed, you're really cranky, like even my partner, me, and it's understanding where you're at and giving yourself a break and going, you know what, I am so shattered, I must be due my period, I'm just going to sit in the lounge and watch a movie today because I have nothing left to give. And be okay with that. Give yourself across your month to prioritize all of your socials, all of your engagements, and all of the things. If you try and cram in all of the stressful things in your second 2 weeks of your period, that's when stuff hits the fan and overwhelm goes crazy. So does that make sense? So in the first half of the month, we've got all the energy, can rule the world. Second half, we've got to slow it. We've got to start out of the calendar and slow it down. If we're talking, I've touched on PCOS and menopause and perimenopause bleed when you're cramping on your cycle and stuff like that. You may not feel like coming to training on those days if you're really heavy or if you have those cramps. You also have to be user determined. So today I can't make it. I can't even get out of bed. I just give yourself permission. Hot water bottle, lie in bed, do what you can do, take some time out, and then when you feel better, come back to training. If you want to come, let me know, and we'll slow it down, and we'll do things that burn you out. We're not going to do heaps of squats to make you feel uncomfortable. We're going to make you feel empowered and strong and make you be able to feel good for the rest of the day and not leave you feeling tired. So it's the same with all of those symptoms. Strength training can benefit you across those cycles, providing we're using them correctly. If you're just smashing it out when you're exhausted, then it's counterproductive and we're increasing stress levels. So I guess it's quizzing your coach, finding that circle and network of people to support you. And obviously things are out of my scope of practice and I refer out so that I have my community of women fully looked after when things are out of my and just making sure that across that month we're getting the best out of it and we're not pushing crap when that where you are in your cycle isn't going to be beneficial to you.
So and when you I wanted to add one thing. So when you push yourself when you're exhausted, so another thing is the form, right? When when you're tired, your form is not correct, and that is when the injury happens, isn't it?
Yes.
So
you should just slow it down and really on that technique and honing in on that healthy movement more so than the first. That's you know.
Yes. So
I'm so busy. I'm so overwhelmed. It's like it's taking stuff out of the calendar. It's toning it down. It's really
Just so so going back, first 2 weeks of your period, you will feel amazing, and so you can do the lift heavier. And then after the next 2 weeks, just slowing down a little bit, and if you might start getting a little bit more hungrier than usual, but not to be afraid to have a whole food, right? So instead of suppressing yourself, so choose the whole food and have a little bit of more sweet potatoes or carbs or whatever you want you want to eat. But
and it will stop the craving right before your period. You'll notice right before you get it, you have this really high craving. So even in the week before your period, you can kind of not carb load, for lack of a better word. You could have those sweet potatoes, the higher carbohydrate foods across that week. So that counteract.
So thank you for So thank you for that information. So people can just literally they can put their mindset in that. Okay, that 2 weeks and 2 weeks I will feel like that. So thank you for that amazing information. So I think we are coming to end of our last question. Is there any other key element you embrace in your program rather than just a textbook training?
Well, I think you already know that I'm going to say the whole package. I want my girls supported in every area of their life. So I'm not just I love strength training my women and correcting pelvic floor, and I love rehab. I love prehab, but it's the whole package. I love my ladies. I love them. I love each and every single person that has come through me. I want to nurture them back to find you again. You know what I mean?
Find themselves. Yes.
I want them to have inside out. I want them to be strong and confident and be empowered.
Yes. That's amazing. And now we will ask, this is our Q&A time. If you have any questions, please ask through. So while we're waiting for your questions, Stacey, please, where can we find you? Let us know.
Well, I have a website called thepelvicmovement.com.au.
I didn't know that. I better write it down. Pelvic movement.
The pelvic .com.au. So I split that into 2 pages. It's the pelvic movement, which I haven't gone into too much yet, but I want to supporting women on a deeper level. So I'm going to start putting in more of what we're talking about, supporting the whole package. That will be in the pelvic side and pelvic floor tab. And then the Stacey and Fit side is my physical side, where we do our small group strength training. So I train at home, and I also train out of Mudgebar Soccer Club on the grounds, undercover and outside. Obviously, you can find me on Instagram, Stacey Fit.
Yes.
And Facebook.
You can see all her ladies training, you know, with a big smile on their face, and they all look so strong and, you know, confident. And it's so nice to see that, you know, you are supporting, you know, our women community in such a beautiful way. And yeah, Minion says it's great that there are so many services available today that weren't available when I was a new mom. Oh,
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We all in there. We all been there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. And Mel.
And your kids. That's, I keep forgetting that's like the key thing to my business. The women will bring their kids. They all run around.
Oh yes. Bring your kids. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
The kids.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. So we don't have the any questions, but if you like to send a, you know, DM or personal message, please reach out to Stacey, and I will put the comment in the, you know, the her address in the content. And I think we have covered everything, Stacey. Thank you so much for coming here today, and thank you everyone for coming here today. We truly appreciate your support. And yes, and then we'll see you when I see you, Stacey, and hopefully soon.
Having me, it's such a blessing to be here. I'm very honoured. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for coming. Thank you everyone for coming.
Thank you, everyone.
Have a great day.